Conceive, believe, achieve. Shut the f*** up.
This is Believe You Me on the Gas Digital Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley joins the Believe You Me podcast.
Only because my homie that got hands that know we out here can call me on the day of and get this interview.
What's up, my brother? Hey, first and foremost, we out here. We always say that's Tyron's little saying. Tyron, first and foremost, on behalf of everyone at the Believe You Me podcast, well done, man. That was fucking amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, my man, for sure. And you had it right, man. As I told you earlier, one thing that you can count on me is being real. I don't be real 100% of the time. Some people like it, some people don't. I was a little bit nervous, and I think you as a fighter, as a champion, you can recognize it. You look a little bit nervous, and I was. I was carrying a lot in that fight. Not only just the victory itself, not only what comes after the victory, but it's a lot of people I'm feeding, a lot of people that are relying on me, and a lot of adversity, a lot of weapons that were formed against me. And everybody wants to see a win. And the blueprint and the writing on the wall and the storyline looked almost to be as if they were grooming this young man to do a Conor McGregor. But not on my watch. Not today. Not never.
Well, fair enough. And you're right, Tyron. I mean, going into that fight, I mean, of course, they're trying to build Darren Till. Everyone knows who you are. So you could argue that they were just trying to build him and give you a worthy opponent and help with the pay-per-view sales. But he did seem to get the bulk of the marketing going into that fight. And, you're bound to be nervous. I mean, that was another title defense. Winning world titles is not an easy thing, but you've done that 4 times now. Congratulations. It's incredible. I guess we'll get into the next fight soon. But what did you do Saturday night after you won the belt? What happened? Talk us through the celebrations.
I didn't even bring nothing to go out and visiting. I didn't even bring no clothes like to step out to a nightclub. I expected to win, and I just really wanted to chill out with my family members. Eat the pizza and just relax a little bit. So I didn't go ham. I didn't turn up because I expected to win.
Yep.
Was there, that was the thing, kind of going into the fight, people were, I don't know what the questions were, but there was a lot of talk about, is Tyron fighting safer? We saw performances with you against Wonder Boy and Damian Maia, and kind of similar to almost George St. Pierre, which there's been a lot of comparisons to with you and GSP. Is Tyron kind of taking it safer, and is he kind of putting together game plans to, just keep the title? Were you trying to make any sort of statement on Saturday night, or did it just happen the way it happened?
I was forced to use new tools. I had to tore my right labrum. That was my moneymaker. Can you guys hear me okay? Is it coming through clear for you guys?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cause let me take it off my Bluetooth. It's coming back choppy to me, but I can hear you guys clear.
That's better.
You sound silky smooth, Tyron, just like your fucking boxing.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll just ignore it as long as you guys can hear me clear. But yeah, I had to work on new tools. Jabbing high, using my left hand more, left hooks, punching to the body, throwing kicks, moving. I know if I was planning to fight myself and I was Darren Till, which is the way I make all my game plans, bullying him, push him back, get his back against the octagon, use range, very similar to what McDonald did. If he tried to blitz in quick and be explosive, move out of the way. Weather the storm early, look and see if you get him in the 4th or 5th round, and then at that point, then try to, roll the dice. That's what I would think that his team people would say to him. So I was forced to use other tools. But if you look at the opposite end of the coin on what people say, when they say you fight smart or you fighting safe, do they want you to fight stupid and they want you to fight unsafe? They want you to be reckless and they want you to fight illiterate? That's the opposite of fighting smart and fighting safe. So just think about how that sounds. Who on freaking earth would want to do that? I always fight for the finish. Does the finish always come? No. Sometimes you got to be patient and create those openings. And Wonder Boy, I got very few openings. He's just very hard to hit. He's long. He's a lot quicker than what he looks like. Film. And then I got those opportunities. When I got those opportunities, I went for the kill. And it was actually in the later rounds. Same thing with Damian Maia. It's very hard to knock somebody out that's consistently on your legs, grabbing and going for a takedown to put them in their best position. Every fight I've ever fought in my life, I never went out there and said, let me win this by close decision. I've always thought, knock this motherfucker out. Try to submit him. Try to hurt him. It's always what I think. But you have to, when you're trying to create a legacy and you're trying to, reign over a very difficult division, you got to be smart with the way you try to finish. Not play it smart, not play it safe. Be smart in the way you go for the finish.
Totally agree. And in fact, that's what I said of Fox at the weekend. I mean, they asked me to describe your title reign so far. And I said, listen, it's been methodical because you fought two specialists that are very difficult people to fight. You can't just go out there swinging like crazy, fighting like a moron, trying to get the finish. You gotta be careful. You gotta pick the openings, and that's what you did. I think that Darren was a victim of his own timidness. And then in the second round, he thought he was under pressure to come forward and be aggressive because he hadn't thrown much. Because I think he was worried about your wrestling, but then when he ran in, he ran straight onto the right hand. So, and that was the beginning of the end. But how did you feel about his takedown defense in the first round? You got double underhooks and you weren't able to get him down. Did that concern you at all?
No, it didn't concern me. I didn't actually drive him to the octagon, Mike. He pulled himself to the octagon. He basically wanted to do 2 against 1. Octagon and himself both defending the takedown. So I expected him to, try to keep position. Most other guys he would have been aggressive with, overhooking, looking to throw elbows. He knew at that point any opening I was going to get for the takedown. It didn't make a lot of sense for me to drop down on his legs and let him extend and stretch me out. Then he would have started throwing those strikes. So I saw when he threw his punches, he really throws his whole body. He's kind of light in the ass. He get really straight up and down. So I knew it would be an opportunity for me to do a leg hook, a leg trip, but I also recognized he had some great balance and had a lot of height. And if it came down to the difference between me taking him down and him getting warm from grabbing the cage, I knew he would grab the cage. So I locked up the body lock. I did, what I needed to do, kept the distance close. I knew if I was going to be able to get the takedown, but if not, no worries. I was still going to try to outstrike him anyway.
And also in the first round, do you think that the referee separated you guys early?
Yeah, he did. But listen, this is the thing.
That was bullshit, Tyron. That was bullshit.
Yeah. I've lost focus like that before where, I was in a fight when I fought Nate Marquardt. I knocked him down, and my God, did I throw 20 punches in a row. I took one break after throwing 20 punches, after knocking him down and nearly sending him to Jesus. And they broke it up right then. And it makes me like, what the hell, man? You know what? Now I did all the work. Now he gets to get up fresh. So I just told myself that, hey, he broke it up, whatever. Go right back to the game plan. Get back on the game plan. That's what I just kept telling myself.
So, of course, now everybody's looking to see what's next. I mean, you just finished an amazing fight at the weekend. People should give you some time, really. But everyone wants to know, GSP, Colby Covington, you got lots of choices, maybe a Nick Diaz. The one that everyone, obviously, is mentioning is Colby Covington. And I'm sure you're sick of answering this question, Tyron. So, my bad. I'm fucking sorry, man. But what have you got to say to Colby Covington right now?
You know what? I'm not mad at the question because I can tell you why. Everybody wants to see me whoop his ass. That's it.
Yep. Oh, me too, buddy.
He's a complete douchebag, and he's irritated so many different types of people: black, white, political, Brazilian, homosexual, people that believe in Star Wars. Any person you can think of, thank you, man. Thank you. he just annoyed every type of person. So now everybody wants to see me whoop his ass. And the thing is,
and those Star Wars fans, they don't fuck about.
Matchup than he. Usman is a tougher matchup than he. He's not even the best matchup for me. So it's like he asked for the fight, got the fight, and then bitched out. It's kind of like, dude, get out of here.
And what about?
But to answer the question, I will fight him though.
Is he the next? Is he the next guy on the horizon, or is there anybody else that you would rather fight? In a perfect world, right now, they come to you and say, "Who's your opponent that you want? Who's the guy?" You prefer to say that?
I don't know what world you've been in, but they don't do that with me. If I talk about fighting somebody, or if I talk about what card I want to fight on, fans is not fucking with it at all. So therefore, I'm taking a new stance. Put them in front of me and get their ass whooped.
Wow. That's
so
great.
what about November 30th?
I can't do it, man. You know, I wanted to go up in middleweight and challenge the great Bisping. I wanted to fight freaking GSP. I wanted to fight Nate. I wanted to fight Nick. Anybody I mentioned, I got tortured. You know what I mean? Not only by the promotion, but also by the fans. And I was asking for fights that I thought were good career fights, because these people that I wanted to fight, in my mind, are people that I looked up to, that were legendary,
right?
And those guys were Hall of Famers. And I thought I needed to fight those guys to become on their level. But I guess
honestly,
my path to being the GOAT, that's not it.
Well, I think now, Tyron, you're definitely in discussion for one of the greatest of all time. Certainly, I think at welterweight, it's you and GSP. I mean, that was already set in stone. But after the week, I mean, that was an incredible performance. It was unbelievable. So what about November 30th, Madison Square Garden? Is that too soon for you and Colby? Because that's the date that he's saying.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that card. I mean, my manager was calling me as I started this interview, so I don't know if he has some information about a fight. So if he tells me something when I hop off the line with you guys, I'll shoot y'all a message just so y'all know.
All right.
I don't know for sure. I'm just not in the business of saying no right now, man. No, I'm at a point right now where I feel good. I'm glad to be back. I just don't think none of these welterweights have anything for me. I respect everybody. I train for the worst case scenario. But when it comes to this game of mixed martial arts, I just take it way too seriously. You know, I'm in it for the right reasons. It's going to be very difficult to beat me.
You had mentioned the welterweights not having much for you, and you had also mentioned possibly, in the past talking about going up and fighting Bisping. Is that something that still interests you in the future? Possibly moving up. It seems to be a new time. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm at the carpool grab my kids, but
no, it's okay.
I would definitely, especially when you got the current middleweight guys that are fighting for a title, are both oversized welterweights. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Already beat Kelvin. Robert Whitaker, the tough stud. He had 2 good fights with Yoel Romero. But he lost to Wonder Boy, a guy that I fought a couple times. So, right now I love the game of mixed martial arts. I love where it's at. I love what I see when I watch it. Zabib and freaking, Aljamain pulling out these crazy-ass submissions. Tatiana Suarez completely, I heard Carla was thrown up in a hospital from concussion just from the amount of abuse she took. So I'm just excited to be at the top of the food chain during this moment. And whoever they put in front of me, man, I just want to do better and better and better and be more dominant every single time. And that's all I'm focused on. I mean, I'll eventually get that fight everybody wanted me to get. You know what I mean? That big fight. But I just can't call for it myself. The fans will do it for me, and when they do it, then I'll step up and I'll rise to the occasion.
Well, I'll say this right now. I definitely sign off on you versus the winner of Gastelum and Whittaker, because as you said, you've beaten Gastelum already. Whittaker was a welterweight, so it totally makes sense. I know you're busy. You're very gracious with your time, Tyron, so we'll let you go in a second. Finally, let's speak about something a bit more upbeat and lighthearted. Your rap album, your song, debuts. I mean, is that released yet with Wiz Khalifa?
We're dropping it Friday, man. We're gonna do a sneak peek of it earlier this week, but the world premiere of it is going to be Friday. It's a track entitled "I'll Beat Your Ass," and after this weekend, I don't think nobody gonna disagree with me that I will beat your ass. So it's featuring artist T-Double and also Wiz Khalifa. I've sampled it around to a lot of different DJs, record labels, and execs. Everybody's completely crazy about this song. It's gonna go ham. So make sure you guys check out "I'll Beat Your Ass." T-Double, Wiz Khalifa. It's hitting every platform on Friday.
Sweet. And what about the acting, Tyron? Anything else on the horizon there?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I just got an offer for a role today that I'm gonna accept. I can't talk about it yet, but it's
Sick.
got an offer for a role today. So yeah, I'm gonna accept that, and yeah, we're gonna get it cracking.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Well, listen, once again, thanks for joining us, Tyron. I really appreciate it, buddy. Congrats again at the weekend. All the best. No doubt. See you soon.
All right, thank you guys.
Congrats, buddy.
All right, man. Take care,
Thanks.
Tyron.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Great. I'll tell you this much. Tyron's what I don't know if it's his management or whatever it is, but perfect answers. Perfect, like literally the exact thing you want the guy to say. Put him fucking in front of me, I'll knock him down. I don't know how calculated that is, if his attitude has truly changed, but literally he said that and I had goosebumps. I saw Harrington's face. He was like, yeah, it's you, whatever it is, you kind of have to have that attitude. And I think that attitude is going to get him really far with a lot of fans because he's debatably the most exciting fighter right now in the UFC. I mean, that performance was fucking bananas.
Oh, no, it really was bananas. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I spoke about it on the post-fight show. I mean, people boo and things like that. And you spoke about it. I think I basically reiterated what you'd said. You know, people don't want to see a professional athlete playing the victim and things like that. But that doesn't mean just because you're a professional athlete, just because you're a world champion or it appears to people on the outside that you have the world at your feet, it doesn't mean that things aren't unfair in your life. You know, so therefore, even though it looks like everything's perfect for this guy, it doesn't mean everything's perfect. It doesn't mean that they haven't got gripes with their employee. It doesn't mean they may not be pissed off with the UFC or they feel like they're getting a fair shake. So I understand you saying that, and I said it as well, but you've got to look at it from Tyron's perspective. When things aren't going the way he wants them, he's allowed to feel pissed off about certain things. I think now, after that weekend, after that performance, you know, that is the best thing. So listen, just line him up. I'll knock him down.
Yeah.
And I don't
it's
see
not
anybody,
a commentary.
There's no one at welterweight that's going to beat him right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Nobody.